in my life. I've been suicidal at one point, been through some clinical depression, raised 8 kids. I have a wife and a daughter that both have fibromyalgia and the depression that goes with that. We've got 2 adoptive kids that both have mental illness. So I do a little comedy because it makes me feel better. I started writing as a teenager to help me cope with my depression. And it started as poetry and eventually led to this. So I'm going to tell you a few jokes and hope you like it. I've been writing this for a long time, just recently started performing it, so give me a break.
You got it.
The wife and I, she went out recently and she bought one of those lithium-powered scales. You know, the ones you stand on them and you look down and it tells you exactly how much you weigh. So she comes in and she gets this, and now every morning I hear her go in and I hear this, oh. And I know exactly just what happened. Personally, I don't like lithium-powered scales. I'm waiting for a Prozac-powered scale. Yeah. Then I know what I will hear in the morning is, honey, I gained 4 pounds and I am darn happy about it. Yeah, that's what I want, Prozac-powered scale. And then now, recently, we've also had a little issue at home. And I decided that with my kids and the frustrations, I was going to write a book. So every time my kids make me really, really upset, I go and I grab my cell phone, I take a selfie. I'm calling the book 50 Shades of Red. I'm really happy, I'm really excited. I have enough for 3 volumes now. And that was just last week. I can see it now. It comes out in the bookstore, some lady will be flipping through it and go, honey, look, that shade of vermilion, won't that be just perfect for our bedroom curtains? And then he will start writing his own book. Snapping his own pictures. And he probably have better shades of red than me. Well, I've been dealing with a 15-and-a-half-year-old. This 15-and-a-half-year-old, he's given me quite a bit of trouble. He's one of the adopted ones, so we get the bipolar thing going on. And he was really, really mouthy, and I just couldn't deal with it anymore, so I said, go to your room. I'm done, go to your room. About 3 minutes go on. When can I get out? God, when can I get out? When I'm ready to deal with you. He turns 18 in 2.5 years, given time off for good behavior, and meals, that's 2 years, 5 months, 26 days, and probably about 4 hours. And if I'm really lucky, he's got to go to school in there somewhere. But considering that's the one place he wants to be even less than his room, it's not really time out, is it? Well, this same boy came to me a couple days later, said, Dad, when I turn 18, I'm going to get myself a job. I am going to buy a car. I am going to get my own apartment, and I am going to make all of my own decisions. And I'm going, hallelujah. But I'm looking at this kid. This is the same kid that can't remember to take out the garbage on a daily basis. So I go, okay. Remember when you were 5 years old? You went and grabbed that cardboard box, put it on the front porch, grabbed your blanket, grabbed your pillow, grabbed your stuffed animal, that bear that you love so much, and said, this is my new house? Consider that a training exercise. Yeah. This same kid, he's put me through quite a bit, and his little brother, they're quite the pair. But with those troubles, and the youngest son who's also autistic on top of that, the wife and I decided, well, maybe we need to take a different tack. We need to try something different. So we signed up for a parenting class. It's called Passive Aggressive Parenting. And it's moderated by this little Jewish grandmother out of Long Island. She calls the class Guilt Works. Really interesting stuff. Last week's program, She taught us how to drop a sigh so heavy it could almost break a bone. And in the exercise that she gave us, I tried that out last night. The 15-year-old, he left the room limping. I could hear his brother as he walked out of the room, "Come on, shake it off, shake it off. He just grazed you." Yeah. Gonna be going back to that class, I tell you. Well, we took this boy here this last summer to summer camp. And where the summer camp is, they have, you check them in and then you have to go see the nurse. And you drop off their medications or whatever else they need. And with his issues, there's this whole stack of medications. And on the door to the nurse's office is that sign from Peanuts where Lucy is sitting behind the psychiatric little stand there. It says psychiatric help 5 cents. We looked at that. Okay. We walk in, leave a $100 deposit, and leave for the weekend. I'm glad you enjoyed that part. And, I have something a little bit more serious for you to finish up with. Let me grab this. Sorry. This goes back to where I started. This is not funny. This is actually real serious. It's called Ghosts. It's a piece of poetry I wrote for a friend of mine that was going through mental illness. It says, "When last you walked here, the ghosts did not speak. Then they were but shadows, mere dust in your sleep. Shackles did not bind them, nor weight from your heart. Then they knew no tortures from standing apart. But shadow has found substance in the dust of these years, and a child's muted whisper gone cold from the tears. As you thread the corridor, you find you're not alone. These specters ever hunger, wanting life from your bones. Ungentle apparitions creep in from the ice. The Nigel's private demon sharpens its knife. You can feel them gnawing at the edges of your mind, bearing their intentions in a kiss red rhymed. Is there defense against these minions of the Fae, brandishing their daggers, dipped in yesterday? Mere moments may determine if you stand or fall. Have you the courage? Can you face them all? Missiles of accusation crash against your shield, hurling you backwards, insisting that you yield. You stand upon the rampart, back to the edge. Sanity is the precipice, reality the ledge. Wounds wrapped in whispers, bleed much too deep, searching but for solace, finding none to keep. These ghosts grant no quarter, relief, or surcease, nor shall they ever, till guilt finds release. Battered, drenched, and shaking, clutching at the dust, unsheltered by those walls wherein you buried trust. This place once was more than timbers and its stone, love more than ash, embers and bone. All 'tis but an echo, footfalls in the clay. So bundled in your cloak, you slowly walk away. Salvation or redemption can either be your choice. And should you find forgiveness, will it speak with your own voice?